Archana, you sit on the advisory boards for various startups. So you have the first-hand experience of sort of dealing with all these entrepreneurs. What are the most common questions these entrepreneurs ask you?
So one of the most commonly asked questions which are asked is that if investors look at gender. And, what I tell them is that while I don't take away the fact that there may be an unconscious bias which exists even today, as there are many women founders who have felt the commitment to their venture questioned by being asked personal questions on marriage, children, work-life balance, etc. But given my interaction with some pedigreed investors, I would like to believe that for a large part of the investors community, it is really the person who matters and not the gender. Does the person really understand the problem they're trying to solve? Have you put an innovative product? Can you scale it? Can you generate revenues? Can there be market penetration? Is there understanding of the customers? What is your team? It's mainly these factors which the investors really look at. And to my mind, it is typically a very gender agnostic thinking that happens, because at the end of the day, the investors also have to look at their IRR and the return on capital, and gender doesn't ascertain that. But I do strongly believe that half the battle is lost if you are thinking too much that you will be judged based on your gender, as that will determine the way you will be presenting the pitch. And if the investor doesn't see confidence in you for your own venture, it'll be a little difficult to expect them to have confidence in you. So I always tell them to start by overcoming this feeling when going for a pitch to an investor. The other very common question which is asked is how to be fundraise ready, or what is the right time to raise funds. And simply put, I answer by saying that first and foremost, you have to ascertain whether a fundraise is required at all or not, as that's a very strategic decision. And it's not necessary that every venture needs funding. There are enough and more ventures we are aware of who are doing well, who have been bootstrapped as well. So that's a strategic decision which needs to be taken. The right time to raise capital will be as unique to you as your business plan and the products that you offer. So those need to be factored accordingly. And I think depending on the stage of your venture, you also need to determine as to what kind of capital you're looking at. So if you're at the POC or MVP stage, then you're looking at seed capital. If your business has reached a product market fit, then you're really looking at venture capital. And if your business has reached exceptional traction and you're looking at, expanding to international markets, or for that matter, fighting competitors, then you're looking at growth capital. The other important element is to do your research on the investor, as different investors are specialized in specific stages and sectors. So understanding these differences are extremely useful for an efficient fundraising round and targeting the right investors at each raise.